Hey guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. And guys, AMD stock is squeezing, it's moving, it's grooving, it's up a whopping 23%. So what on earth is going on with this company? Because when you have a company like AMD that's worth billions of dollars, in order to get that stock to move 23%, you need billions of dollars getting pumped, getting fueled into this stock. So we're going to be breaking down what's going on. What does this mean for you if you have shares? And let's answer that main question of, is now the best time to invest into AMD stock? So like, follow, and if you want to learn more about investing and trading, check out our school. It's fantastic. We have a fall sale going on. We teach you how to find stocks. We teach you strategies, the approach I use, and check it out down below. And enough with that, and let's dive into this. So look at this. This is crazy. This is a crazy move. AMD stock squeezing up 23%. And what's even crazier, right, from the peak bottom to the peak top is over 37%. So this is billions of dollars getting pumped and fueled into the stock. Now, looking at the daily time frame, you guys will see that this thing is just way outside the norm. We've really never seen a stock, of like AMD have this type of move. You guys will notice if we look back at AMD, we've seen some dips down, we've seen some good moves up, but never this move where we have it literally open up higher. So what happened? Well, we saw a couple of things with AMD. So let's go ahead and pull up this news article. Now, for those of you that always ask, the broker I use is going to be Moomoo. I'll put a link to them down below. Everybody asks me how I stay so up to date with the market, and it's honestly simple. I'll put a link to Moomoo down below. You guys can get up to like 60 free stocks, which is crazy just by signing up. So click that link, sign up. All right. Let's dive into this. All right, so AMD surges about 24%, unleashes millions of dollars in a bullish option. Now, why did we get that move? That's the question here. Let's pull up this news article right here. So Palantir, AMD, all these other stocks here are getting some buying pressure, some volatility. Now, AMD soared 24% after announcing that it had struck a multi-billion-dollar agreement with OpenAI. So OpenAI, for those of you that don't know, think of like ChatGPT. That's what OpenAI owns. As part of the deal, OpenAI will take 10% stake in the chip maker and buy 6 gigawatts worth of AMD chips, starting with the MI450 chip next year, company said. So anytime you have this type of deal, you're going to get buying pressure. At the end of the day, people love this. This is a textbook fundamental catalyst. So this is what, fuels the flame, throwing gasoline on a fire. This is going to make the stock move. And obviously that's what we saw, right? Because the main thing at the end of the day, investors care about money, and this is a multi-billion-dollar agreement with OpenAI. So now let's look at, should we buy AMD? Well, the first thing you always have to realize is you buy low, sell high. Textbook investing 101, buy low, sell high. Given that the stock right now is at $200, the high we've seen out of this is $227. So I think that one, if you're going to invest into AMD, average in. So invest consistently rather than just dumping in a bunch of money right now, because you're essentially buying near and around all-time highs, which is fine, but you have to average in. So you invest, maybe if you want to invest $1,000 into AMD, maybe you invest $100 a week for the next 10 weeks. So you get a great average price for the 10-week period. So that's incredibly important. The next thing I want to look at is going to be the fundamentals. And obviously, you guys will see just this slow and steady, right? You guys will see it's just like going up. This is what we see, appreciating revenue, which is good, right? So what this means is the company's revenue is growing and growing and growing. We're not seeing a huge peak up and then huge, miss revenue and then peak up. We're seeing a relatively good, good upward trend with the revenue. In the past quarter, the revenue rate right now is at about $7.69 billion, which is really, really good because that is up. Let's see if we can get this thing to move over here. So that is up about 31%, which is good. And the gross profit is up as well at near around $3 billion, and that's up at up about 7%, which is really good. So you guys will notice that we've seen a lot of green. Now let's look at evaluation here. Evaluation is very, very important. So think of this stock right now is currently near around $200. The average analyst price target we're seeing is 209. So even if we get that move right to the 209 mark, that's not a huge return. Yes, most analysts, it does take a little, at least, a earnings report for this to change. But sometimes, they don't know what they're talking about. At the end of the day, an analyst is just an average person or an algorithm. So I think that we could see a little move, obviously going up. Also, the max analyst right now is about $300, which most analysts, which is interesting, say either to buy or hold, none to sell, which is good. We've seen some nice, pretty much increases in the target price, which is nice. Let's go ahead and look at the shareholders right now. So actually, obviously not a huge surprise, but the biggest holders are going to be Vanguard and BlackRock. So they're probably in a lot. This is, obviously a lot in, ETFs, stuff like that they purchase. So, all right, let's answer that question. Should you buy AMD? So obviously it all comes down to time frame. For me, I think it's worth it to have shares. I've been investing in AMD for years. I think the risk is a little higher right now just because the move we've experienced in such a short amount of time. But as far as like a long-term investment, average in, keep it under 5% of your portfolio. So for every $100 you have invested, put $5 into AMD to keep you well established. So if you see this thing squeeze up, you got some shares. But if it tanks down, you're only out 5%. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, follow. Don't forget to sign up with Moomoo, which is the broker I use today. I've been using them for years. I love them. 60 free stocks just by signing up. And don't forget, sign up with our school. It's called the Swing Trading Masterclass. We got private live streams, quizzes, lectures, a group chat. We teach you how to find undervalued stocks, strategies. We got all that good stuff down below. So I'll see you guys in there. Like, follow, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.